As you're sitting, think about taking your spine a little longer, a little taller, giving yourself a bit more space, dropping down your sit bones into the ground. So giving yourself that lovely solid base, saying hello earth, feeling tethered and grounded and completely supported. And from there, lifting up and making space. Shoulders relaxed, maybe give them a little roll, take them up, take them back, take them down. Wiggle them either side. Do what feels good. Feel like you're tuning in, bringing your attention closer and closer in, right into your core, and letting go of everything around. Maybe closing your eyes if they're not closed already as you lift the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Starting to get a little space in the front of the body as well. So lifting your chin a little, stretching through the neck. Very small movements here. Small movements that you feel that somebody wouldn't necessarily see. Stretching through the sides of the body now, lifting up under the arms. And when we do that, we start to take the shoulders up, so relax your shoulders. So we're lifting through the sides of the body and relaxing the shoulders down. Taking a deep breath in through your nostrils and exhaling through your mouth. Inhaling, and as you exhale, get rid of all the air in your lungs, all that stale air in the body. Squeezing it out. As you empty the air, on each breath, get to the point where you feel a vacuum, feel empty, feel like you just need that breath to come back in again. Hold for a pause and then let it back in. As you breathe in, lifting up a little higher, taking the crown of your head a little higher. And as you breathe out, pulling the muscles of your belly in, rounding a little in the body to feel that you are emptying every single little tiny bit of air in your body out. And feeling that beautiful expansion of the chest, lengthening through the belly, relaxing the belly as you breathe in. And setting your intention for your practice for today. What is your sankalpa? What's your intention? What do you need more of in your life? Peace is living in the moment, staying where you are right now, forgetting about yesterday, not thinking about tomorrow, being in this moment with your breath, with your body, with your mind and with your spirit, all in the same place, same time, honoring what you have, who you are, and celebrating all that you can do. And now taking your feet into a diamond, so just easing the feet away, keeping the knees very relaxed, support if you need to. Focusing on the hips, and to send the belly button forward. No stress or tension on the knees. A little bit of a stretch in the backs of the thighs. If that becomes uncomfortable, straighten one leg and bend through. If you can, stay with your diamond shape. And if you want to push a little further, you bring the heels in towards your body and fold further over. For now, just a gentle stretch breathing and moving. So as you breathe in, exhaling, moving forward. As you breathe in, inhaling to come back up. Lead with the belly button, lead with your core here. And now let's straighten the legs, so bring yourself into Paschimottanasana. So Paschimottanasana, we're going to be coming into west facing pose. Set yourself up so that your legs are as long as they possibly can be. So inch your heels away, lift your legs off one at a time. So left leg comes off, send your heel further away and then pop it back down. Right leg comes off, again, stretch and extend and come up to sitting. Feel your sit bones dropping down into the floor. Back is pretty straight. Honor those S curves that you have. But taking the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, as always. So we're going to move very gently here. We want to be moving and warming up the hips here because we're going to be doing some stuff with the hips later on. So as we exhale, we fall forward. As we inhale, come back. Exhale. And inhale. You can walk the hands forward on your legs as you get slightly deeper. You might not have much range of movement here. That's fine. Think about what's happening in your lower back. Feel what's going on there. Think about what's happening in your hip flexors. And notice where else in your body you're feeling any stress, any tension. Take your breath to those spaces and places. So we're not rounding in the back here, we're just literally sort of seesawing backwards and forwards. You'll feel that you're pushing into your heels as you come forward. And easing off in the lower back as you come back. Your gaze is a soft, drishti gaze just above your toes. Let's do one more. And here we go, over to the side for a side stretch. So bring your legs back into an easy cross or whatever position is comfortable. Let's inhale the arms up. So take the arms up all the way to the top on an inhale. On an exhale, fold the right arm down to the side. Reaching over, sending that left sit bone down into the ground. As you reach, continue to breathe in and out. And then come all the way back down. Inhaling both arms up. Exhaling, take your left arm down to the ground, folding over, stretching through the side body, and then breathing in and out as you need. Try to keep both sit bones on the mat. And coming up. One more time, inhaling up. Taking the right arm down, folding over the left. Staying upright, coming back down. And last one, inhaling up. Exhaling, left arm comes down, right arm comes over. And then coming all the way back. Are you ready to come up to standing? Come up to standing. So take your time, come up steadily and easily. Let's come straight into Prasarita Padottasana. So feet a little bit turned out to the sides. Stack your hips so that you are not sticking your bottom out. Hands on hips. And first of all, we're going to come over for another little side bend. So staying with your hands on hips, coming over to the right side. That side body stretch now comes into the top of your hip, to the front, and into the glutes at the back. And then we're slowly over to the other side. Come back to center first, and over to the other side. And then back to center. And here we go over into a forward fold, a half fold. So send your hips out behind you, tilt through the hips, lift your kneecaps, no locking of the legs here. Keep that stress or strain off your knees. Send your sit bones back and the crown of your head forward. Not curling in the spine nice and straight. And breathing. In and out, slowly and steadily. And then all the way up. Let's strengthen the backs of your thighs to bring yourself back. Bring your arms out to the sides. We're in our warrior 2. So turn your right toes out to the narrow end of your mat. Arms are out. A little bit of a bend in that front knee. As much as works for you. Always feel free to adjust the distance between your legs, between your feet. And we're going to come into a reverse warrior. So taking the left hand down to the left thigh, right arm comes up. Remember you're a warrior, so be strong. Send those fingertips up towards the ceiling. But don't hold your breath. And then coming back. Taking the right arm down to your right thigh, leaning over, bringing the left arm up and overhead, reaching out over to the right side with your left arm. Coming back one more time into a reverse warrior. This time, straighten that front leg. And back to center. Turning into warrior 1. So swing those hips around. Bend that front knee if it works to do so. And then if it works for you, taking your arms up, finding the space that works for you. Again, remember you're a warrior, so lots of strength, sending your chest forward, lengthening through the front of your body as well as through the sides. And then we're moving all the way around to come over to the other side. So we take the feet back to neutral. We're going to start off in Prasarita Padottanasana again. So again, lifting your kneecaps, a little bit of a bend in the knees, sending your hips out behind you, folding forward to 90 degrees. Lengthening through the back of your neck. Your gaze is directly at the floor in front of you. Head, neck, back, all in line. And then slowly lifting, gently coming back. Well done. All the way back. We take the arms out again, all the way out. Here we are into our warrior 2. We're doing this little backwards. So left toes now pointing out towards the narrow end of your mat on the left side. Your gaze is over to the middle finger of your left hand. And then we bend that left knee just a little. Find your ease with the back foot. Take it to where it needs to be. So you might want to take the toes off. Nope, you might want to take the heel off and the toes down. You might want to change the angle. Or you might be very happy exactly where it is. So we're looking over to the left side, reverse, taking the right hand down to the thigh. Left hand comes up and overhead. Take a breath here. And come down to supported side angle. Leaning into that knee, thigh, well not the knee, just above. Reaching over. Back again. This time straight legs. Reverse warrior. Over. And we switch into warrior one. Taking your hips forward. Bending that front leg. Taking your arms up. If that works for you. And remembering to breathe. Coming all the way back now into Prasarita Padottanasana, this time all the way down. Remember to keep a bend in your knees, take your arms down, take your hands to the mat, release any tension in your head and neck by letting your head just hang, supporting yourself gently with your hands. And then rolling up. Slowly roll all the way up. We're going to come into a little bit of balance, a little bit of tree. You can't see it, but outside that window are some beautiful old trees with the most incredible trunks. So think of a tree that you particularly love. Then start into the left leg here. Right leg comes up. So you are on the calf, on the side of the calf, or right up high into the groin. And just don't press onto the knee. So whatever works for you. Standing leg stays strong and channel that tree that you were just thinking of. And come back a bit so that I'm not on the carpet. It's very thick, wobbly carpet. So there we go. Come into your tree. Lengthen through the front of your body, to the sides, lifting your arms up. Bring yourself into whatever kind of tree you feel like being today. Maybe you're a wavy tree in the wind. Maybe you're a strong, steady, stable tree. Maybe a little bit of both. Have a play around with the arms. Think about that standing leg, lengthening, being long and strong. Everything working as it should. And then bringing that right leg down, a little rapidly in my case. And let's move over to the left. So again, taking the time to just think about that right leg, making sure it's steady and strong and stable. And then coming up to whichever version works for you. And then again, when you're steady and you're settled, or maybe not steady, when you're your tree, bring your arms into play. Things wobbling around here. And you can always challenge yourself further if you wish by semi-closing your eyes or completely closing your eyes. And when you're ready, coming out. Shake out the legs a little. And we're going to come into a little bit of back bend here. So standing nice and straight. Giving yourself lots of space in the body. Inhaling your arms up. Looking up. And then taking yourself into a little bit of a back bend. A very gentle back bend. Gazing up towards your fingertips. Breathing. And then forward fold all the way down. Easing into your lower back, allowing everything to expand and stretch. A little bit of a gentle bend in the knees. Allow your head to hang heavy. And then taking your hands down to the mat, placing them flat on the mat, we're going to come into downward facing dog. So gently stepping it back. Stepping back, finding your dog. Remember, you can always keep your knees bent. And you can paddle your knees so they can bend one and straighten one. Try to get a little bit of a stretch in the backs of the legs. At the same time, we're lifting away from the wrists, sending the sit bones back, lengthening through the arms. Notice how long you feel in your body when you take your sit bones back, up behind you. Nice, slow, steady, deep, even breaths here. Now look into your hands, sending yourself forward, coming into a little bit of a plank. Well, it's not a little bit of a plank, it's a lot of a plank. So bringing yourself into plank, stay here for a moment, take a breath. And we're going to lower down. So we're looking for some strength in the arms and the upper body. Lowering down. If you need to, take your knees to the mat. If you can slowly lower, come all the way down to the mat. Release your feet. And we're going to come up into a cobra here, baby cobra. So squeezing the tops of your feet down into the mat. Engaging all the muscles in the backs of your legs. It's like a wave, so pressing down with your feet, engaging muscles in the legs, the glutes, lower back, mid back, upper back, lifting up. Lifting up as far as works for you, just using the muscles in the back of your body. Your arms are just there for beautiful decoration. They're not doing anything at all. And release. As you release, notice which muscles are relaxing. Bring your hands into Makara. So one arm stacked on top of the other, forehead resting. And breathe. And let's come back into Bhujangasana with a little bit more of a bend this time and a bit more of a stretch in the front of the body. So taking your hands back either side of your chest, elbows pointing back behind you. And our gaze is forward, setting up that tension and strength in the legs, pressing the tops of the feet down into the ground, squeezing through your legs, through your back, lifting up. Come to where works for you, where you're just using the muscles and the back body. And then bringing in the arms. So engage your arms. You'll feel that straight into your upper arms, into your shoulder, keeping your shoulders wide, lifting up, pressing the ground away from you. push the ground away. Come to where works for you. Sending your heart center forward, dropping your shoulders, dropping your shoulder blades, and gazing forward. Pressing your hips into the ground. And breathing deeply right down into your belly. Slowly coming back down. Very slowly. As the belly comes back down, and your ribs and your chest, and then all the way down. Bringing the opposite arm on top, come back to Makara. Relax, let your feet drop out to the sides. Let your lower back and your belly soften. And breathe. And then we're coming back up into our plank. So from here, first we'll come into upward facing dog or hanging cobra, your choice. Taking yourself up, tucking your toes under, bringing the whole of your body off, apart from your toes and your hands. So we've still got that lovely curve. We're making the most of that flexibility we've just pushed for. And then let's come back into upward facing dog for a moment. So sending the hips up and back, pivoting in, coming into downward dog, however way suits you. And let's take the time to set ourselves up. So toes lifting up, heels moving down towards the ground. Bend in the knee if you need the bend in the knee. Otherwise, quite straight legs. Sending the sit bones up and back behind you. Shoulders wide. Face and head completely relaxed. And then sending yourself forward again. Back into that lovely plank that we so love. We're going to come into side plank here, Vashisthasana. So if you would like to come down to a forearm plank and come into a forearm Vashisthasana, come down to the mat now. If you want to stay high, stay high. We're going to come on to the right side first. So right hand stays down, feet pivot over, left arm raises up. Exactly the same if you're in a forearm, hold, keeping your core beautiful and strong here. And then we come back down to our plank. So left arm comes back down. Hold that plank for a moment. Breathe, think about squeezing into the glutes, into your thighs, pushing the ground away from you. And then we come over into Vashisthasana on the left side. So lifting the right arm up. Antisocial when I turn my back. So I did a quick flip round. Here we go. Reaching up with that top arm, the right arm. Stacking your feet or having them one in front of the other. The more distance you have between your feet on the mat, the more stability you will have. Squeezing your belly into your spine. Well done. Back down to our plank. And come into Balasana or any resting pose that suits you. So reaching forward, forehead coming down to the ground. Allowing yourself to rest your breath to ease, to come and go slowly and steadily and deeply. Thinking about your body and where you're feeling comfort and ease, and sending your breath to the areas that don't feel like they're completely happy today. Let's put it that way. Tomorrow is another day, and we have another part of us will be looking for a little bit more TLC. And slowly coming back all the way up, walking yourself up to sitting. Coming into a tabletop. Does tabletop work? Tucking the toes under. We're going to make this a little bit of strength work. So feel that your hands are very firm onto the ground. The whole of the palm of your hand and your fingers equally pressed into the mat. Pushing the ground away from you. Take your shoulders far, far away from your wrists, lengthening through your forearms, taking your shoulders wide. And then we're tucking the toes and lifting the knees off the mat, just a few millimeters. Notice how that changes everything. The sensation in your shoulders. Try to keep your neck relaxed. Notice any little areas in your body that you're holding on to tension that don't need to be working right now. Maybe around your eyes, in your jaw. Squeezing the belly button up towards your spine. And then gently coming back down. Release. Take your big toes together. Take your knees a little further away if that works for you, and sit right back, reaching forward with your arms. So we have a really big stretch under the arms. Creep your fingers forward. Press your underarms down towards the mat and allow your head to be completely relaxed. Resting your forehead on the mat. We won't hold here for very long. We're coming out right now. So pushing away, push the ground away, walk yourself up. Come back into that straight leg posture that we started out with at the beginning. Paschimottanasana. And then do a little bit of stretching with the arms. We're going to leave the legs completely relaxed. And lift the arms up, breathing up. Hold on to your right wrist with your left fingers, just gently circling. And then pulling gently with that left arm. Keeping your torso mostly upright. Just stretching through the shoulder on the right side with that gentle pull. Staying upright. Quite a lot of work in the core, even though it doesn't look like much. Remembering to breathe and release. Slowly releasing. Switch hands. So a gentle circling of the left wrist with your right fingers. Breathing out to pull. So not a big movement, but quite a lot of pull from that right arm into the left. We want a lot of opening up here into the back of the shoulder and under the arm. Hugely important area for lymphatic drainage. Under the arms, in the groin. So that's areas and release. Taking your hands forward, interlace your fingers, send your palms forward and stretch across the backs of your shoulders. So reaching forward, curling in your body. So cave in, send your mid back outwards, your shoulders are forward. Breathing in and out. And then easing off, bringing your hands back towards you, allowing your shoulders to come back into their sockets. Taking your hands behind you now, and let's clasp the hands behind. So up tall for this one, crown of the head lifting up. Bring the palms of your hands together, if you can, and then send your hands down and away and lift. So stretching out across the front of the chest, lifting your chest as well, lifting your chin slightly. Squeezing your shoulder blades towards each other. Can you lift a little higher? Do you have a few more millimeters there? And release. Give yourself a hug. So squeezing around. So find your shoulder blade. So with your right hand, find your left shoulder blade. With your left hand, find your right shoulder blade. Get a really good firm hold there. Spread your fingers out and then squeeze, curl around. And let's open up. So big, expansive open. Hands come behind. Squeezing those shoulder blades together again. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And release. Can you remember which arm was on top? Send it to the bottom this time. Find those shoulder blades again. Walking your fingers around as if you were trying to touch them together behind you. Maybe you can. And squeeze. Give yourself a beautiful hug. Round the back. Sink the belly. Relax the legs. Drop the head. And then coming back up. Let's come into Navasana, into our boat pose. So find your balance, find the bit that works for you to balance on, and just hold your hands gently underneath your thighs, or underneath, behind, I suppose, behind your thighs. Just a gentle holding of hands, or grab one hand with the other and lift your legs. Notice where you are sitting. Are you balanced? Do you need to wiggle around a little bit? Or have you found a good spot there? So keeping your back straight and long, lifting through the neck, back of the head. If you're happy here, stay here. If you're even happier doing a little bit more, you can take your hands off and have them just floating by the sides of your legs. And if you're happy, stay here. If you're even happier with a bit more movement, then we're going to just take that right leg forward. Now you don't have to straighten the knee. You can just take your leg forward, but if you wish to, you can lengthen through that right leg, have it hovering just off the ground. And then bringing it back, sending the left leg forward. Again, you can have it hovered or you can have it straight. Think about your core here. Think about pulling that belly button in towards your spine as we switch again. So right leg goes out, left leg stays high. And one more switch. And easing back, wrap your arms around, give yourself a hug. We're coming down to lying on our mat now. So however you wish to come down to lying on your mat. I'm going to roll down. Bringing your knees in, either hold on over your shins, if it's more comfortable or works better for you, hold on the backs of your thighs. Allowing your shoulders to soften, allowing your spine to be long, lots of length in the spine. Taking your feet down to the ground now, let's come into a little bridge. A little bridge, a little bridge. So pressing the soles of your feet down into the mat. Having your fingertips by your heels. Taking your shoulders wide, relaxing your jaw, relaxing all the muscles in your face. Pressing into your hands, which are facing down towards the ground, and pressing into the soles of your feet, lifting off your hips. So just a small lift to start with. Just a little lift. Pressing into the soles of your feet. Pushing your toes out a little away from you as you continue to lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Slow lift. You'll find that you feel, if you're lifting, that your glutes and your back and your thighs all start to feel like they're coming into line. Bringing your hands underneath you now, find your hands, hold hands. Interlace your fingers and roll your shoulders gently under if it's appropriate for you. If not, stay where you were. And send your hands down towards the mat again. Pressing into your upper arms now. You might find that that gives you a very easy bit of extra lift. Pressing into your feet. Sending the earth away. Lifting. Finding that compression in the throat and neck. Can you bring your chest up so that your chin is touching into your chest? Squeezing into the throat and neck. If you're talking now, you would start sounding a bit strange and muffled like I am. Squeezing into that area, thyroid. And lowering, so letting go of the hands, rolling the shoulders out. One by one, vertebrae touch down to your mat. Very slow and ease. Straighten your legs, lengthen the legs, and rock your hips from side to side. Allow your feet to just flop either side, just rocking the hips. Feel any tension start to leave the body. And now we're going to move slightly differently. I'm running on a mat. We're going to let the body be completely relaxed and open. And we're going to move the toes and the heels backwards and forwards to move the whole body, shifting backwards and forwards on the mat. Start to feel that in the back of your head, in your shoulders, maybe even in your cheeks, as if you're tapping your toes down to the ground. Tap, 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 tap. And the whole of your body just moves gently up and down on the mat. And relax. Take your arms out into a T. Bring your knees into your chest. Take a breath here for a moment. And then slowly coming into that lovely half twist. Taking your knees over to the sides, on the left maybe, It doesn't matter which side, whichever side you turn to, take your head in the opposite direction and look up. So take your eyes up, to stare up to your eyebrows. Up, up, up. And relax your eyes. Keeping both shoulders pinned to the mat. Slowly bring your knees over, thighs over, all the way over to the other side. Finishing up with this lovely twist. And this time, looking down. So your head is twisted over in the opposite direction to your legs. And look down as if you were trying to look at your cheeks or at your chin, staring down as firmly as you can. And release. Bringing your head back to center, bringing your thighs back to your chest. Give yourself a squeeze, maybe holding on to your thighs, linking your arms underneath, squeezing your thighs into your chest, bringing your forehead up to your knees. Thanking every part of your body for allowing you to practice yoga today. Feeling gratitude for yourself, for getting yourself here, for having the planning and the discipline and making the time and all those things that you need to do to get yourself to a particular place at a particular time. Well done. And relax. Let's come into our savasana. So however works for you, bringing yourself into an easy, relaxed, open position. A little bit starfish, shoulders wide, arms away from your body. Closing your eyes, finding all the places in your body where you're not entirely relaxed, and giving yourself what you need to find that sense of rest and relaxation. Maybe it is taking your breath to that area. Maybe it is wiggling a little bit, moving, making space, whatever it is that you need. Finding what that is and giving it to yourself right now so that you can find your ease and your peace for your shavasana. Taking a deep breath in, right down into your belly, into the tops of your hips, to the sides of your body, into your chest, into your throat, into your back. And when you're ready, releasing, letting go of everything that you are not needing to carry. Letting go of everything that you no longer need. And as you breathe in, filling up with light and warmth. And as you breathe out, letting go. Enjoying this moment in time. Your life is now. This is the only moment that you have. Feeling a sense of peace and calm. Allowing yourself to relax and be completely at ease. Happy in your own skin, your mind, your body, your spirit joined together in this one place, in this one moment, now, and now, and now. Breathing deeply and easily, and enjoying each breath. And when you're ready, keeping your eyes closed, keeping that sense of peace and calm that you've created today. Bringing yourself to your right side, gently curled, supporting yourself. Noticing how your body feels, bringing your attention back to your physical body, to your physical surroundings, to noises that you can hear. Slowly bringing yourself up to sitting. Sitting any way that suits you. And bringing your hands to heart center. Taking a deep breath in through your nostrils. And as you breathe out, allowing your head and forehead to dip down towards your hands. As you breathe in, gently opening your eyes. As you breathe out, bringing your head back up to center. And namaste.